And we forgot that where our product is needed is not there, but there. But if you would come today into the facilities of the Dead Sea Works, I would show you the future of Israel. Because there you could see piles of potash bags. And this is no wonder. We are producing more than 2 million tons a year. But if you would come closer to those bags, you would find you can't read what's written on them. Not because it's Hebrew, but because it's Chinese. And there is our future. They need what we can give them. And in 10 years, we will be able to give it cheaper than any other country in the world. But they have a problem. They have no money. They want to buy a lot of things, but they have nothing to pay with for. But we are blessed. I told you, this is a blessed country. We have no raw materials. So they are going to pay us in their raw materials. The United States can't accept raw materials. You have everything. We have nothing, thanks God. We can bring their raw materials for our products. And then imagine, we will supply China, Indonesia, modern fertilizers, sophisticated pesticides, technology, how to turn deserts into agricultural areas. Not by exploiting them, by combined operations there. And their payment will be in raw materials. Not as the imperialistic world did it in the 19th century, to buy cheap raw materials and produce expensive products and sell them on expensive prices to the poor world. We are going to build combined operations in Israel. We will produce, by the use of solar energy, modern technology, and raw materials from the third world, sophisticated end products in combined operations. Imagine 10 years from today, and in Africa, in Asia, there will be products on the market by Chinese-Israeli industries. It's going to happen because it started already. It started already. And it's growing. They need more, they need more. But even if this is our economic solution, we have still a political problem. The Arab states. And I told you the sea ran away from the Jordanian side. But again, we were lucky. Because on the other side is a clever Arab, King Hussein. When he learned that we became profitable, he said, just a moment, what's going on? If the Dead Sea is good for Israel, it's good for Jordan too. And he turned to the United States government, of course, and said, why do you help only Israel? Help us too. What's wrong about it? And the Americans said, what do you want from us? And he said, I only want to have here what the Israelis have there. Build for me the same industries, the same amount of product. I want to have the same as they have. What's wrong about it? And the Americans said, nothing wrong about it. We are going to do it. And thanks God, they did it. And today is here one of the most modern industries in the world. But if you would have been here 10 years ago, at night, you would have seen a strange picture. Because on the Israeli side, every year more lights were coming up. More and more lights. On the Jordanian side, you wouldn't have seen one single light. But people were living there in the darkness for generations. And as long as it was dark here, it didn't matter. But when they stayed in the dark and lights were on the other side, you know what it did to them? Hatred, jealousy, frustration. And these are the roots of terrorism. And then out of frustration, they had only one desire, to destroy the light which they never believed they could have. And then they brought the pillow down and Katyusha were falling on our side. And we started to understand something Israel doesn't yet understand, which is the basic fact that what is endangering us more than anything else is the darkness on the other side. But today, if you would be here and see what's going on at night, there are no Katyusha rockets, there are no bombs, there are no terrorists, but the Jordanian side, a sea of light. Because when the Americans brought from the United States the equipment, technology, engineers, laborers, they couldn't bring from the United States. But where could they take laborers here from? You know what they did? The most important thing they could do, they took the poor devils, analphabets for generations, and trained them to become industrial laborers. And then something happened. Hatred started to fade away. They didn't feel it. They didn't understand it. But suddenly they didn't want destruction. You know what they wanted? What they want today? Competition. And this is the best security we can ask for. Because as soon as they want competition, they don't want the PLO down here. And you know who threw them out? They did it, not we did it. But they have one problem. We never had it. You can see it on the model. Floods are coming into the Dead Sea, not every year, every 10 years, more or less, from the desert, from the south. And when those floods come, they destroy everything on their way. And today, the Jordanian side doesn't look like this. This is before the American came. Today, this is exactly a twin of the other side. What we have, they have. But the floods, look at them. They are going to destroy their dike system. Not because they are Zionistic floods, because here it's lower and here it's higher. And if the floods will come, the Jordanians won't let destroy their future by floods. They will send the American engineers from here over here to ask us to cut off the floods. Here it can't be done. In the desert, it can be done easily. But they can't do it because it's Israeli territory. Not even the Americans can do it because it's Israeli territory. Only we can do it. And this is why I know what will happen. The Americans will ask us, are you prepared to help the Jordanians and cut off the floods? And our answer will be, with pleasure. We want to help. And then the Americans will probably ask, and what do you want in return for your help? And we will surprise them because we will tell them nothing. We want to help because we want to live together. But we want to give them more. We have developed technology here which doesn't exist in any other country, including the United States, because it doesn't fit any other place. But it fits the Jordanian side. We want to give them our technology. And then the Americans will probably warn us, they are going to compete with you. We'll say, we don't worry about it. We want to give more. We are going to produce electricity from the sun and want to split it with the Jordanians. And then the Americans will for sure say, you are crazy. Why should you give them? They want to destroy you and you want to give them? And we will tell the Americans, we won't let them destroy us, but we want to give them, because we'll learn something here Israel has forgotten, which is the fact that the real power of a country is not what it can take from others, but what it can give to others. And the real might of a people is not what it can destroy, but what it can create. And this is the real power Israel has.